So Swing Theory, y'all were here last year, and last time y'all performed like on a Friday night, but this time y'all performing. When are y'all performing this year?
Yeah, so we just got done with our performance, so we got to open up on the main stage for Athfest.
Nice.
So yeah, first time playing the main stage, really cool. Last year we had like a kind of late night set at the Globe, I think. So yeah, it was a good change. Got very different kind of stage and everything there. So it was fun, kind of hot? Moving up. Yeah,
was
goodness. It was so hot. I'm still sweating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's rough, but we made it work. Yeah. They had some fans, so
good.
Thankfully.
Yeah, that's a stage that big. Y'all should be able to have like big old fans, like industrial size.
I know, that's the main stage too.
I know.
Man,
yeah.
I'm just glad it wasn't at like 3 p.m.
Oh boy, like it is like at this time, like right now. What is the? Yeah. So those who are out there, be sure to hydrate, because you and I both know, like, that main stage, there is no shade like on the main part. So yeah, so by all means hydrate. So what's been going on between last year's Athfest and this year's? Because y'all said, we were talking outside about y'all had some membership changes and whatnot too. So what's been going on?
Yeah. So our main band leader previously, Ivan Raphael, Ivan Bacarizo, my bad. Forgetting last names over here.
It's all good.
Yeah. I know that's his Instagram. That's funny. But yeah, so he left recently, about a year ago now, I guess, to start teaching at a middle school. So he's teaching music there now.
Yeah.
It got passed off to our bassist at the time, Ian Cook, who plays with, like, I swear, like, every band in Athens.
Typical Athens.
Yeah, everyone's probably heard him in one way or another, whether you know it or not.
Right.
But because of how much like gigging and teaching he was doing, he decided to like kind of step back from that, because it's just a lot of extra work on it. So I took over from that kind of 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been going good. A lot of changes. A lot of people like graduating and stuff this season. So yeah, but we're keeping it together, getting some new people filtering through, and letting other people like move up and everything. Like, Ethan's taken over a lot more of the stuff now, because one of our other sax players, who was older, just is moving pretty pretty soon as well.
So you get all the leads, like.
Yeah, it's just come down to practicing and learning more tunes.
Yeah.
Actually step into that role. I feel like I'm doing a good job so far.
Yeah,
he's holding it together for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking earlier, like, even within that last year, even with the changes, y'all still been continuing to perform like consistently too.
Yeah, we picked up a lot more like venues and shows. Our residency at 5 bars.
Yeah.
Become much more of a staple.
Yeah.
Especially to work in like the newer members. It's a really great scene for.
Yeah. So both five restaurant and as well as Cine too, right?
Yeah. We have a monthly thing at Cine, the second Tuesday of every month. Over the summer, it's not happening just because all the college students are out of town. But usually it's the second Tuesday from like we usually do 7 to 9. Okay. And it's just like we host like a big jam session there, so it's a big jazz jam session. Yeah. Just try and get more people like interested in the music around, But yeah, those residencies have been big, and then gigs at like Hendershots and stuff. Right. Love Seth over there.
Yeah, shouts out to Seth, man.
Yeah.
So I know that the other thing too is like with Athens, when people think of like specific genres that stick out, it's usually rock. It's like the main thing, like indie rock. And I think we talked last year about like the jazz scene. How do you feel like the landscape of the jazz scene is in Athens currently, compared to the other genres that exist in the city?
Yeah, it's definitely like relatively like way smaller. Obviously, I mean, there's only a couple bands that are doing jazz around, but I feel like it's growing. I think since Ivan, our old band leader, like he was putting in a ton of work recruiting people, and since Swing Theory's been going, like just kind of keeps growing. Like more gigs kind of start like creating themselves. Yeah. More players keep getting interested. Like. It's been great, but it's definitely a little bit hard. I mean, it's not, it's certainly not like a New York jazz scene kind of thing where it's the main deal, but it's cool to see how many venues have kind of like been really open to giving us a chance and seeing what happens. So and
I think you make a point that places that give y'all the opportunity like to do it.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, Seth, like, you know, Hendershots, that's the perfect space, you know, for jazz, you know. And usually with jazz, most people will think of it will be like, you know, like in New York for sure, even in Atlanta, because, you know, they had the Atlanta, you know, Jazz Festival recently. But I think in Athens too, it's like any genre that you can think of, there's some place where you can keep it, like you can watch it and you can enjoy it.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's at least one band of like just about everything. Like yeah, it's I mean, it's an awesome music scene, and it really is just kind of like what you make of it. It's, you got to search a little bit more for the players and the venues,
Absolutely.
but there's always places. So.
Yeah. And I think it's important too that the fact that y'all have like a consistent like residency where people can, if they want jazz, they know they can go here to see it. And I think that's the important thing.
Yeah, that 5 bar gig has been really good for us. Like my first gig when I moved to Athens was actually at 5 bar before Swing Theory had the gig.
Nice.
One of the bass players we used to play with, Quentin Smith, he's moved out of town now, but he was in charge of that gig. So like, and then there's been a bunch of management changes at 5 bar. So like it disappeared for a while and popped back up, and then somehow it ended up in our hands. So we're very thankful for that.
Divine intervention.
Yeah, once someone grabs that, like those few jazz gigs that are like every week, like we hold on to them for dear life.
You kind of have to, you know.
Yeah, there's like some of the people, like I think Porterhouse is still doing their like weekly thing with some of the other jazz musicians in town. So everyone holds on to them tight for sure.
It's like, we're not letting them go, bro. It's like, if you graduate, find somebody that's gonna take it over. So with that, with the performance and the residency, what else do y'all have coming up outside of this?
Yeah, we've as far as like next semester and kind of like later in the summer, we don't have a ton of like shows. A lot of our stuff just kind of gets planned like kind of as we go.
Gotcha.
But we've got some cool kind of like private events, like we're playing some like weddings and stuff coming up, which has been some stuff we're kind of starting to get into a little bit more. And then other than that, hoping to, you know, get some gigs at some more gigs at Hendershots, maybe book some stuff at Bouvet. Yeah, and see if there's any other venues that we can get interested in what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty part about Athens in general. Like there are many places where you can, you know, take it, whether it's in Athens or even in Winterville, you know, or even in Watkinsville. The more and more businesses and establishments that's springing off from Athens, you know, of course they want to have live music. You know, that's the beauty part about being in this city. It's like, you know, live music is going on any and everywhere, whether it's at a venue downtown or somebody's house.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like jazz is great for like some of those things too, because a lot of restaurants and stuff, like something like jazz, like in a little bit more of like an intimate setting, it's just like it's a little more conducive for that kind of environment than like a punk band or something, you know, might be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we were talking earlier about just those other reason why the 5 bar is good, because y'all get fed. So like that's the key thing. So what's your go-to food with that?
I like the breakfast burger.
Okay. Now what's on the breakfast burger?
So obviously you have like a patty.
Of course.
It's like a fried egg and some kind of like tomato, like aioli something. It's
Ooh.
really good, and it comes with fries. And then like the some kind of sauce. It's really good.
Okay.
Maximum calories per free item, which is something you gotta think about.
But it's free though, so.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna get like those tiny little quiche things, like
we was talking about that.
Yeah, they were fine. I had them once, but like the burger is just, it's more homey, it's more hearty. I like it.
Got to get your no money's worth right there.
Exactly. Yeah, no money back guarantee.
Divide by 0 is infinity. So.
Yeah. So no, I agree with you. So we talked last year about what you must have to have if you're traveling like to a gig, if you're touring, or like what is the one thing that you have to have with you, otherwise it's not going to be right.
Probably my real book.
Okay.
Especially if I have like a long set. Like
Yeah.
in 5 bar we play 3 roughly 50-minute sets.
Yeah.
Each set's about 6 tunes. That's a lot of tunes.
Yeah.
A lot of changes I gotta remember.
Yeah.
And then probably also my phone to have like the changes on it. But realistically that's all you really need.
Yeah.
And obviously my saxophone if I didn't bring it.
I mean, well, yeah, that's the it's like if you have everything else except the saxophone, I'm like, bro, you just there.
Yeah. I think for me it'd probably just be my sticks. I'm just so used to them. Like if there's house drums or whatever, like I can make make do with just about anything, but
yeah.
If it's different sticks, everything just feels wrong.
So do you keep like more than one pair of sticks when you at a gig?
Yeah, I usually have like a bunch of different kinds.
Okay.
Like I've got like a main pair that I prefer using, and then like I've got a bunch of other types just in case like the room sounds different. I need to switch up the sound a little bit.
Yeah.
And then then got like brushes and everything for jazz stuff, but it's pretty
in case
good.
one goes flying.
Yeah, I usually like
that's exactly my point. Where he just hits something, just like,
I'll wedge one like under my leg in my seat just in case I like throw a stick in the middle of a song on accident.
He's cooking through that fill a little bit too much.
So with you being a sax player, do you have to keep extra reeds on deck too? Or you just got this one that you've had for like months that is like Old Faithful?
I've had an interesting reed journey. Eventually I've landed on like synthetic resin reeds.
Okay.
Those are like one of those costs about the same as like a whole box.
Oh wow.
But they're always perfect and they last forever as long as you take care of them. And so I like that. Originally I had like the wood reeds and you'd file them down.
Yeah.
And like you wet them and like all these chemicals and whatever. It was just too much. And so I like what I play on right now.
Yeah.
It's just a plastic reed.
There it is. So where can people keep in contact with y'all and follow y'all latest happenings?
Yeah. So we're on Instagram and Facebook and everything. Those are kind of like probably our two most active kind of platforms. Our handle on both of those is @RealSwingTheory. Just all one word, no anything. So @RealSwingTheory. And if you ever want to just like come see our gigs, we post up everything there. If you have questions or want to book us for anything, just shoot us a DM, and we're open to just about playing anywhere.
There you go.
As long as there's people, we'll make it work.
Yeah, and especially if there's free food involved.
Yeah, especially.
Feed these guys.
Yeah, nothing we love more than free food.
I'm saying if it's free, it's me. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all coming through. Enjoy the rest of y'all Athfest, and we look forward to seeing you back here soon.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for having us.
No problem.